guys, today we'd like to share with you more about multidimensionality and what that means in our earthly reality, and how we can really ground our multidimensionality into our daily life so that we can be more of who we truly are.
Yeah, beautiful. One of the main questions we always get based on the meditations we put up as well is, what is multidimensionality? What is a God presence? What is spirit? How is it connected to this physical earthly body and all of that stuff? So we wanted to make this short video for you today to explain exactly how our truth is about that, and then you run it through your own system and find your own truth with it, because things evolve and change. However, this has been a stable truth over the while, and every time we tune into it, it is the same at the moment. So we're going to share where we're at with it at the moment. So I'll start with that, and maybe you can fill in how we go. So what we are is, we're in a physical body here on earth. We're a soul in a physical body. That soul has multiple lifetimes through reincarnation that it has had. Now on earth, time is linear. We have linear timelines, so you have past lives, and that's often what's referred to as past lives. When you take that to multidimensionality, you as a soul in this earthly incarnation are part of a God presence. You're one soul part of a God presence group, and the God presence, higher self, your spirit, your God presence self is the same as your higher self, which is the same as your spirit. So if you can see your soul having multiple lifetimes on earth, and if you look at it from a God presence level, you're actually multiple souls, a lot of soul extensions. We used to work with the number 144 a lot, but we've since found that it can be so much more than that. So we're not really putting a finite number on that at the moment, but soul extensions. You want to say a little bit more about soul extensions in different realms and things like that?
So soul extensions can be, as Sikaal says, in different realms, and they have different skills, different mastery to us. They can be in different forms. They can be in different sort of densities, and when we connect with them and call on them to merge more deeply with us in this lifetime, we can actually share each other's mastery. We can guide each other in this lifetime. There are times in our lives where we can really feel taken over by a really intense blockage or a state of mind where you just didn't really expect so much emotion around a situation to come up. At those times, it can possibly be a soul extension from another realm really being very activated, being very shut down, going through a lot of their own issues or whatever, and they need healing as well. And so what we do with ourselves and others as well, and you will experience this in the meditations, is to really do the healing with them so that they can come back to their true selves as well, so that their wounding doesn't affect you in this lifetime, because that's what happened. There is a full connection there. So when something's going on for your soul extensions, you can actually be affected in this earthly reality as well. And so it's really working together as a group. You're in a group, and it channels down into this body as well.
And so with that being said, people ask, is my soul extension me? Yes, it is, on a God presence level. So you're one group. That is all your energetic signature. So your soul extension energetic signature is the same energetic signature as your soul, because your signature is seen as a God presence signature, higher self, spirit signature. That's what you put out, and you happen to be as this soul at the moment in this earthly incarnation. But if we elevate out of earth consciousness, out of the earth bubble, go into the inner realms, then you will realize time doesn't really exist. And I'm sure you've heard that concept before. What it means is all of your soul extensions all have multiple lifetimes as well, and all of that, including all of your lifetimes as a soul, maybe mostly on earth or all over the place, are all happening at the same time. So a good way to get your mind around that is, everything is happening in the now moment, and as each action is taken in each lifetime for all of the soul extensions, the God presence learns, grows, expands, and that is the idea of the whole journey, to have experiences and to learn and to choose what it is you would wish to experience, because ultimately a God presence again is a part ultimately of a universal God or a universal wholeness, whatever your words are for that.
You know, the more that we do our work on ourselves, our shadow work, our blockages, you know, cleanse our energetic system, the more that our God presence, our wholeness, our highest self can literally ground into this lifetime, ground into our daily life. And the more that you really commit to, and I know that a lot of you are doing that, there are so many people on this earth that are committed to their ascension, to their growth. When you're on that journey, the best way to bring in your God presence more and more is to clear the space, because if you're not expanded in your physical body, in your emotional body, in your mental body, you cannot allow your spiritual body to fully be able to come in and take space. And so make space, expand, and that's what we're all doing. We're expanding. You know, they call it the ascended masters. They expanded so much that their God presence came into their physical reality and they ascended. So the more that we open our hearts to our truth, listen to our truth, make those steps forward more and more into our truth, we open and expand our higher chakras and our higher energy bodies, and we also expand our lower chakras, our lower energy bodies, and really connect with Mother Earth, really connect with Source. It's like the space for them to really just come in, and when you're able to allow that God presence in, and it can happen for moments at a time when you're sitting in meditation. I'm sure you felt that very, very expanded space where it feels, it's like I'm ascended right now. This might just be that moment in time, and you feel connected to everything, all that is. You are pretty much fully merged with your God presence at that point in time. There are those moments of those channeling through artwork, through, you know, when you're talking to someone, you just feel that truth pouring out of you. That's that connection to your God presence.
And another thing is with the soul extensions, which are all part of that God presence Opheania is talking about, is you may have heard in the meditations or else, I'm connecting with my Venusian soul extension, or with my Arcturian soul extension, or my Andromedan soul extension. And when you heal the wounds they have, you as a soul currently in this earthly incarnation, you assist them with your healing energy, or you make sure this starts to happen, you put that energy forth and they heal, you will get access to their gifts. And as a God presence group, you raise in frequency, and all of a sudden your inner sight starts to open, or you start to feel more powerfully intuitively, or you have access to insights that you didn't have before. And this is how, across all time, space, and dimensions, remembering time doesn't exist the way it is linear, in a linear fashion here on Earth, in the universe, it's all one moment. And that's how the whole God presence group starts to expand through experiences, through healing, through insights. And that's why different souls in different lives choose different experiences. And that includes the dark and the light to experience a wholeness. And then the choice is made to live from the light in creation. So again, you are here on Earth in this physical body as a soul. You are part of a large soul group, more than 144 souls, called your God presence, called your higher self, called your spirit. Time doesn't exist except here on Earth. And from that perspective, all the healing you do is sometimes connected to your soul and the lifetimes you've led and the karma you've accumulated. But it can also be God presence karma, so potentially karma from other soul extensions. But remembering they are all you, because you are your God presence.
I can feel that some of them might be feeling the pressure of that.
Yeah, so maybe
pressure.
Explain a little bit more about that. That's not a pressure, it's just something that naturally happens, like that ebb and flow of life.
Yeah.
Did you want to say a little bit more about that?
Okay. Well, you know, there can be times when you hear something like that it's like, whoa, I've not
That is
only
so big.
I've not only got to heal this, but I've got to heal those realities on Venus, on Andromeda,
Yeah.
all of these other areas. It's really, it's not really that big. It's a step-by-step process, just
Yeah.
like in life here. We take one breath at a time. We have one relationship at a time. It's about just having that little bit more awareness that when something's going on for you, it might not be in this reality, and that's okay.
Yep.
To breathe through that, and it's not about going into the drama of it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It doesn't need to be a dramatic process.
Exactly. It's about a journey, and your God presence, you've got to remember, it will only come to you in a way that you can handle it and when you're ready. So you don't need to stress out about it. This is a strategic overview of what's actually going on. When you talk about your multidimensional nature, it sounds really fancy, and it's big, but it's not, because you're here on Earth as a soul, and you've got a mission. Part of that is bringing more of your God presence in. And when you bring more of your God presence in, there's two flows. You've got to clear out this vessel, like Opheana said, get rid of old emotions, old beliefs, so there's more space for higher frequency, and you'll be invited to do so. And then beyond that, you will heal different parts of your larger God presence group, getting new gifts and access, and raising yourself in frequency, which is when you start opening up those inner worlds and have access to different types of abilities, more telepathy, more intuition, more clear senses, and everybody is different. Like inner sight, some people think, oh, when I have my inner sight, I'll be there, but everyone's journey is different. Some people never fully open up their inner sight, and that's okay.
They have their knowing.
They have their gut feeling, and that can be just as strong. So don't compare yourself to, oh, I don't have my inner sight open, I mustn't be spiritually advanced. It's not about that at all. You shouldn't compare in that way. It's okay to be open to understanding what the different options are, but you'll trust your flow and use all the gifts that you have access to in the best possible way.
It's a little bit like we all have different ways of learning. We all have different ways of expressing ourselves. If we were all the same, then we wouldn't be able to work together.
It would be boring.
It'd be boring, and we wouldn't be able to create community. So we all have these gifts. So someone might have, extraordinary sight open, the inner sight, and another person has the extraordinary inner feeling, or just that deep knowing, and just really seeing that. For instance, for Sikaal and I coming together, he was always, a better seer than me, and I had to really work through my own negative beliefs around that, and eventually we realized that my knowing is just as strong. It's really, really strong. So when something would come up, and I would say, this is what we need to look at or move towards or whatever, we learned really strongly, it's time to listen.
Often Opheana would get that message first, and I'd be a little bit slower, so I'd be like in resistance, or like, oh yeah, okay. But we've learned over the time that that's how it works for us. She has this overview where she gets this very finite intuition first, which starts a new flow for us, and we've learned to adapt and change with that. Opheana's inner sight is pretty much the same as mine. However, my channel seems to really accept that clearly, which is why I bring through the meditations. However, within that realm, Opheana can see just as much as me, feel as much as me, and hear as much as me. I'm always a little bit slower in those big concepts coming in, but one of the things that I add on is being able to bring huge concepts, maybe like multidimensionality, into as simple a format as possible, so it seems easy for people to grasp and digest. So we've learned what the different flows are in our relationship and in our coming together as well, and sharing our message to you guys.
So really, what we're expressing here is just accept where your gifts are. You don't need to be like anyone else. I don't need to be a seer like Sikaal. I need to be a seer like I am. And our lenses are coming from different directions.
And we see different colors as well, and sometimes different objects within the inner realms, but often they're very connected. But sometimes you'll see things that aren't on my scope.
Yeah, he misses it.
They're maybe not in my frequency range, or they're just not relevant for me to see, or I can't see them because I haven't had certain experiences on Earth or in a God presence way.
It's more of a feminine way well, because that is often the case, like Sikaal's bringing through these extraordinary high level intricate details, and I feel the sensations around. I feel the masters holding the space. It's more of that feminine way of experiencing the same situation. So we both have these masteries, and you have your mastery. So really, don't see your ascension or your growth as moving towards what you see as the ideal way, because the ideal way is your way and your way only. That is absolutely key to moving forward in life. No comparing to others. Just, what does my heart want? How do I want to be? How do I want to feel in myself to feel expanded? And then your God presence can come through, you know, and you can connect with your other soul extensions.
And one thing I want to add, just maybe on sort of a finishing up note as well, is one thing about inner sight, which seems to be something everybody wants their inner sight open, because then you can see all this stuff. It is very different for each and every person. So some people believe inner sight means that you can see all around you and you can see all the energies and everything that's there. That is the case for some people. However, for instance, for myself and for Opheania as well, we don't see anything. I can't see Opheania's aura as we stand here. I can, if I were to focus a little bit, I might see a little bit of energy. However, how I see is when I close my eyes, it is a little bit like
it's an expanded world.
It's an expanded world, and I feel and see together. So you learn to recognize the energetic signature of, for instance, different ascended masters or support groups or angels or Mother Gaia, and that's how you see in the inner realms. And I can see very detailed in the inner realms, but it is so totally different than seeing with my eyes.
Whereas one of our children, they see people.
They do see on the outer.
The beings are in the room. They can see them. The energy, all of that type of thing. And it's their gift.
And so the understanding that is different for everyone. I just wanted to give you that as a last key. So then inner sight is different for everyone, and each ability is. So look, I think that
just
covers that.
Enjoy your mastery
and your flow as a multi-dimensional being. Now you understand a little bit more what's going on, but the ultimate focus lies in being present as a soul here on earth, doing your journey. What do you want? Get messages from the universe, flow with that change, and then more and more of your multidimensionality can come in, and you heal your way through that without any pressure. So no pressure whatsoever. So thank you so much, guys. Again, like, subscribe, comment below. We would love to hear your ideas about what you want us to talk about for next videos. And we'll see you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Many blessings.
Many, many blessings.